up my pill a day container. The day was Tuesday, and I said to myself, "Oh, I must have forgotten to take my pills yesterday."
That was that short nap you had last night, right?
Because today can't possibly be Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. It's Hillary Clinton's day. Yes, it's Tuesday, Joe.
It seems like Thursday or Friday. We've hit the end of the week already, but it's just getting started.
Friday will be when Rick takes your laundry to the cleaners. Don't worry.
Yeah, and I'll do the car as well after in between doing other
Detail
things.
that a little better than last time.
I think that would be the case. Now, you talked about having been here so many times, and I know you have an agenda, you have things set out to do, but how do you go, and I asked this of Harry Smith, how do you go about making it fresh rather than just always kind of things you have ahead of you and in your mind, Jamie?
It is difficult because I think sometimes you get in that you just need to get your work done kind of thing. You got to remember that it's a different kind of convention every single time. There are different stories, but yet they're sort of the same stories every time. I guess I just try to infuse in it, you know, that news sense, that give it as much hard-hitting news as you can. Yesterday I was sort of searching around for a story, and I sort of slapped myself in the face and thought, there's all these first-time delegates. Just talk about first-time delegates and the excitement of it, because that is part of it. I think almost sometimes you get so inside this news event here that you almost forget about what's going on. My example will be Barack Obama's going to get nominated this week. We all know that, right? Well, it's a pretty darn historic thing for a black man to be nominated, and I had to sort of stand back and think about that for a minute. I interviewed John Lewis, the congressman from Georgia, civil rights leader, well known in the 60s for all his work on that. He was almost speechless about the idea that Barack Obama was going to become president. He said to me that a couple of years ago he never would have dreamed of that. And so it's that kind of thing that sort of, you got to bring yourself back to what is the storyline here and get into that. But it can be difficult, especially when you're operating on a couple hours sleep, or you haven't eaten or whatever, you're in a different city, you don't know where to go, and on and on and on.
You know, I had two conversations yesterday with members as we are embedded here with the delegates from the Oklahoma delegation, and I had two conversations yesterday with two black delegates, and one of whom is Jabbar Shumate, a Democrat from North Tulsa, and you know, a young black man, and I had asked him the same thing. You know, completely take politics out of this, which in a building like this, in an event like this, it's pretty impossible to do. But take politics completely out of this, and look where we have come as a nation. We still have a distance to go, obviously, but this is historic tonight, and as we provide our listeners with a front row seat here of the making of American history, it is American history because we're electing a president without regard to skin color, but you add the skin color to it, and it becomes another layer of American history. And then I talked to one of our delegates. His name is J.A. Reed Jr. He's from Oklahoma City, 70-year-old black man, and he, as you described, Jamie, starts to tear up. To think that in his lifetime, to think of what he has seen in his lifetime with regards to race relations, this is a pivotal moment. Whether Barack Obama makes it beyond the next competition in November, to make it past this competition is quite monumental.
That is why when everybody has told me, no, there's so much Clinton stuff going on this week, I say, no, this is going to be about Barack Obama, and it's a completely different level. If it was just you know, Joe or me being nominated, it would be a big deal. Yep. But Barack Obama, it's a whole different set of sort of a news level that's going to be there, and that's why at the end of the week it's going to be a historic week, and a lot of that Clinton stuff will sort of be shuffled off. It'll be an interesting speech from her tonight. I'm expecting her to do exactly what she's been doing for the last couple of weeks, say, go ahead and vote for Barack Obama. She said it a bunch of times yesterday, but it's sort of funny. It doesn't matter how many times she says it, people still think she's not saying it.
Hey, Jamie, a lot of people are buzzing here today about the arrest of these good old boys yesterday at this hotel with the sniper rifles. And I thought it was interesting as our pal Neil Bortz came by and visited with us earlier. If you guys missed it, you can find it at KRMG.com. But apparently Bortz staying in the same hotel where the...
really? They're staying in a good hotel
That was news to me as well.
Wow.
It was news to Neil.
I didn't realize that.
Wow.
But apparently the hotel was rather... I don't know how Bortz got...
One would have to say they changed hotels yesterday. Is this their new hotel or the old?
This was the old hotel.
Oh, the old one. Well, that's why...
Oh, sorry, what?
This was the old hotel.
Yeah, this is the old hotel, right.
Oh, okay. Well, I understood the old hotel was not exactly up to anyone's standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Bortz.
No, I think it was, it may have been on cops a number of times, let's put it that way.
The security here is everything you would imagine and more. It really is.
No, it's not, I'd say, actually. This doesn't even compare closely to 4 years ago in either New York or Boston. This is tepid compared to what we saw 4 years ago.
Why would we see a difference?
There's no huge deployments of Army National Guard troops here as there were in Boston. I had the incident in Boston where I came out of our little conference area to go to the bathroom, and the guy with the automatic machine gun stood there and told me that I was not even allowed to be in there.
Wow.
Let alone the fact that I had my credential. There was a lot more of a presence in both Boston and New York.
Do you think maybe they're saving that for Thursday?
No, I just think that we've gotten a little further past 9/11.
Yeah, maybe so. KRMG's Washington Bureau Chief Jamie Dupree. Jamie, I know your time is tight. You've got a lot of stuff to work, a lot of events to attend, and you're going to be joining us again later tonight in prime time.
Absolutely. We'll see you then, Joe.
The KRMG election experience in prime time, that's coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Be sure and join us from 6 to 7 tonight, just after the Sean Hannity Show. And of course, Neil Bortz is here. He's here as well with the Neil Bortz KRMG election experience, and you can hear more of Jamie coming up this morning with Neil Bortz.
At 11 o'clock, full hour.
KRMG's Jamie Dupree. Our experience continues next here on News Talk 740 KRMG.